If you clicked on this video expecting to learn how to print, you are wrong, because this is how not to Linocut print. First things first, you have to buy the right size of linoleum. This is very useful because then you don't have to measure and cut it straight away, and it saves you a bit of time. After drawing the desired design, it was time for carving. I wasn't exactly sure which blade to use, so I just tried all of them. Also, I don't recommend using a pencil because it gets smudged super fast. I started by taking the eyes out of the snowman. After the eye removal was complete, I carved out the rest of his body. Then it was finally time for printing, but the light was like, "No man, you have to stop. You have to stop this abomination." But that did not stop me. I was determined to print a beautiful snowman. It was also at this moment I realized that I have no idea how to use the color, so I started to look for any manual or directions. Didn't find any and decided to do some finding out myself. And just like that, we arrived to the print number 1. Welcome to the shitstorm. First print was absolutely terrible. The ink barely stuck to the surface and it felt like it dried out almost instantly. The print was barely visible and not what I wanted at all. Print number 2. Second print was the same as the first, just with a little bit more ink and a bit more violence. And voila! I was super happy with the result. Print number 3. Third print started with running out of paper to print on, thanks to my amazing planning abilities. Please do enjoy a small time-lapse of making more cards for my terrible prints. I am so sorry to all the trees that had to die for this. Anyway, the third print was approached a bit differently. I used a bigger piece of paper for the ink, with hopes of getting more of it to stick on my cutout. I succeeded in getting more ink to the cutout, but failed miserably to get any of it to stick on the paper. I was beginning to question if this was even the right type of ink to use. The results were underwhelming once again. Print number 4. As any normal person, I decided to pour even more ink directly onto the cutout and finally managed to transfer a slightly bigger amount of ink onto the card. This amazing breakthrough encouraged me to try printing my beautiful snowman a few more times. Print number 5. Since the last step worked so well, I decided to repeat the process just with larger amounts of ink. Surely this will fix all of the problems. I finally managed to create this monstrosity of a creature. I call it Stanley, the cursed snowman. Print number 6. No joking around this time. I cleaned the cutout and prepared for the best print yet. I wanted to have cleaner lines, so I carefully painted over all the parts I wanted to print, and cleaned any little spillages over the parts I did not want to print. And the result? Best print yet. If we don't count the snowman's eye looking like it was beat up by the local gang. Print number 7. Even though the 6th print was absolutely amazing, we strive for perfection here. So in the 7th print we introduce water to the mix. The water was supposed to eliminate the problem of ink drying too fast and not printing properly, and it did the exact opposite. Which brings us to print number 8. This technique worked best for me. Who knew that more ink is better print? I applied a lot of ink and submerged the cutout directly in it and transferred it onto the card. The print was better than the rest. Even the tiny lines printed nicely, but the background, for some reason, did not. Which led me to my last desperate print. Print number 9. Following the great success on the print number 7, I once again tried to get the inkier to print printier. This time the water did actually make the ink not dry out immediately, and I was able to create the most cursed print of them all. This one was straight up some nightmare material. And here we go. This was how not to Linocut print, and now you know how to not do it. If you haven't made any successful Linocut prints, you are welcome, you can leave a like. And if you don't want to do any prints in the future, you are more than welcome to subscribe. I have to give these 8 abominations to someone.